What's going on, good peoples? It's your boy Genius Star. Felt like doing a video, going live, and just expressing my thoughts. Today, we're talking about Kanye West. Kanye West, the numbers is fluctuating, 6.6 billion, 1.7 billion, and that's semantics. Here's the meat of the whole shebang. The boy is a billionaire. The man that went on Breakfast Club. I'm Walt Disney. I'm Steve Jobs. My genius is being suppressed by the powers that be, and seem like a lot of people, I would guesstimate 70-75%, not being generous, thought the man was out of his fucking mind. Soulja Boy, I remember his Breakfast Club. He ain't no Walt Disney. He ain't no this, that, and the third. I'm him. Woo, 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 woo. Man, since the beginning of Kanye West, from the beats to Through the Wire, through producing and funding Through the Wire, and causing Rockefeller, Dame Dash, Biggs, and Jay-Z to see him as a serious artist, and giving him that Rockefeller chain that he coveted so much by his idol Jay-Z and the other two. I'm making catfish, by the way. From that up until now, the boy has done his thing and cemented his position in my eyes as one of the top hip-hop R&B artists of all times. I put him above Tupac. I put him above Biggie, because the boy is just that bad. His genius, sometimes when you're a genius and you have that kind of artistic mind, like a Leonardo, like a Machiavelli, and the such likes, to those that are mediocre, you come across as being a fluke or something to be scoffed at and laughed at. And that's just because they can't see it like, oh shit, I'm fucking around and breaking off my damn shit talking. You come across as somebody to be scoffed at, laughed at, because they can't see what you see. The power of his proclamation, that's the title. The power of his proclamation. When he was just a beat maker, he said that he was going to be one of the top artists, rap artists in his day. And everybody looked at him like he was crazy. Yeah, okay, Kanye, just keep on making them good beats, my guy. You know what I'm saying? And everything gonna be alright. He made Through the Wire. Through the Wire took off. Billboard top charts, millions of dollars on his first debut single. Not his album, his single, which introduced us to his album, which of course is the classic College Dropout. The man has constantly, throughout his succession, called those things that are not as though they were. Because in his mind, it was already done. In his mind, it was done. It just hadn't happened yet. Everybody else had to play catch up to his genius and to his calling things that be not as though they were, fake, in lack of a better term. He had enough faith within himself to put himself in the predicament of the eyes of those that saw him, to come across as a fool, if you will. everybody gonna call you a fool and ain't gonna see the bigger picture until that thing happens right before their eyes. And now everybody is giving him accolades and, for lack of a better term, kissing his ass. The boy has, man, let's take it even a step further. We all remember Hurricane Katrina, when he put himself on the line, and some might even speculate was the reason his mom got killed was because he went on national TV during the hurricane fundraising and the whole thing and told us that the government gave them permission to go down there and shoot us and kill us. And that he was working with his manager, his financial advisors to see how much money could he give because those are his people down there. He didn't distinguish himself from us, no matter how much success this man has got. He considers himself one of us, and he is. Sometimes you gotta go public and you gotta put yourself out there like that there, because he saw that ceiling that they was trying to place over his artistic ability. First it was just be a beat maker, Kanye. Then it was just be an artist, Kanye. Then it was don't speak out against the powers that be, Kanye. You're doing good, Kanye. But his oomph and his boldness to be true to self couldn't allow him to just be quiet. Constantly pushing the envelope of those around him. Because he always knew that he had these abilities. Some of us, even you out there, you know your abilities, you know what you can and can't do. You are not delusional, you are not out of your mind, you ain't got delusions of grandeur. You have greatness within you, just like I have greatness within me, but the boldness to proclaim that thing in front of others, that boldness to not settle and quiet those inspirations, those thoughts, those innovations, but to go and seek that thing. I have something on my refrigerator right here. It says, love stretches your heart and makes you big inside. How many of y'all out there is really stretching your heart, stretching your mind, stretching and reaching and going toward those things that you really want, and calling those things that be not as though they were? The man is a billionaire because he has that childlike curiosity and proclamation. What do you want to be when you were a child? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be the president. I want to be a football player. I want to be a businessman. I want to be a doctor, a lawyer. This world has a way of dimming down those and suppressing those thoughts. Like Dame Dad say, we're born millionaires and billionaires, but this world wants to make us into slaves. And that's true. This modern day educational system makes you a good employee. They hand over those CEO and those high aspirations to the Ivy League schools in the private sector. Those are the Steve Jobs and the likes. Those are the ones that had computers, Bill Gates, when they were little, and your father was able to teach you coding and different things. While us, great as we are, we excelled into what was readily available to us. You know, more times than not, the basketball, you know, the football, the arts, and of course prison, because you know the school to prison pipeline that they instituted is, come on man, walking a straight line, this, that, and the third, which teaches you how to, because what do you learn in prison? Stay in a straight line, you hear that bell, you go and you do what they tell you to do. Follow orders. Listen to what I say. I'm in charge of you. They don't teach you how to be a free thinker and how to think for yourself and how to go about those childlike aspirations that you might have. The power of your proclamation. You know, I've heard discussions of Jay-Z is mad, other people, because they got to put their foot in their mouth. All the people that tried to stunt him, his tour, the Pablo tour, Jay-Z, I know you got killers at your head, you know, come talk to me. I'm hurt. The boy's authentic as it comes. A lot of people, especially as men, you want to, oh, that's alright. You ain't hurting nothing, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, trying to be that puffed up man that they picture and want to make us into. But men cry. Grown men cry. Grown men are scared. Grown men are conflicted, confused sometimes, at times. And even to Kanye's defense with him being with Kim Kardashian, everybody, oh, she's a slut, she's a hoe, she's a freak, got a different nigga every day of the week. But that's who that man wanted. Now, Kim Kardashian is just not that easily obtainable. Say what you want to about whatever, but you didn't see her with no bums. Even the guy, the basketball player that we saw him with, that is not like top tier. You have to be a certain level of top tier to make it into the NBA. There's a lot of high school dreams, there are a lot of college dreams that didn't come to fruition. They didn't make it. They wanted to make it. So even in that, he's top tier. And he sought her, wanted her, and got her. Everything that he did up until they cornered him and tried to put a ceiling on him, everything that he was green-lighted to do, able to do, he's done and excelled and blew past the expectations. Shout out to Kanye. Of your proclamation. Scarface, the movie. All I have in this world are my balls and my word, and I break them for nobody. Who do I trust? Me. That's who. Who should you trust? You. Because sometimes friends, associates, consiglieres, people that you would usually bounce ideas off of, are sometimes your biggest haters, your biggest dream suppressors, and people that you really shouldn't be listening to, taking advice from, because they don't want you to be greater than them. God forbid. I mean, look at the Jay-Z. You brought me into this game. You're the rap equivalent to like the Godfather. You know, you bigger than Puffy, and Puffy was out before you was. You made $1 billion before Puffy. And it gives you a certain level of hubris, a certain level of entitlement. And those at the top and those that the world sees as this head figure don't want to, shit, that bitch popped the shit out of me. Don't want to lose they spot. Because you're able to do what you do because of that influence that you hold, that power that you sway over the influences and minds of the populace. But here come a Kanye West, not no hood guy, ain't sold no drugs, ain't killed nobody, that is just a Chicago native that chased his dreams and gave us good music. Thus the name of his record company, Good Music. He's all about good shit, good positive vibes. And like back in the early 90s, late 80s, you know, it was good De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Black Sheep, and Public Enemy. You know, the likes, those that brought forth that good uplifting music that challenged the status quo, that pushed you to be better. Better than the society that wanted to just hold you down as some kind of thug or menace to society. You know, he sets the bar. You know, they say Obama, you know, saying, gave young kids an outlet to look beyond the norm of just being this, that, and the third, and he opened up the door for for the little kids to say, I want to be president. And to look at Obama as that blueprint, that if he could make it and he could do it, I could too. But we all know that the president he's a puppet on a string. He's not free to make his own way about things. He has to go through the trifecta, the House, the Senate, then the top presidency. He wasn't his own man. He didn't have to get it out the mud per se. He had to go and get individuals that believed in him. He had to raise capital, and he had to pay those favors back. Kanye, we know the whole Illuminati, we know the whole selling your soul and this, that, and the third to get to where you are. But there's a lot of people within that scope, and let's keep it there, that has sold out to the Baphomet, and they are hosting drink champs like a Noriega or a Hurricane Chris that, you know what I'm saying, is now in jail for murder, or Lucci, who is charged for allegedly a murder and this, that, and the third. There are a lot of people that has crossed those barriers and thresholds that aren't where he's at. There has to be a certain level of self-belief to obtain those kind of heights. They just don't open those kind of doors. You have to produce. You have to be worthy of those certain things, and kissing ass and sucking dick and doing all that shit that they say come with that ain't gonna get you there. There's a lot of people, Hollywood actors, producers, and the likes, presidents, politicians, a lot of people that skull and bones, affiliations, fraternities, and the likes that haven't made that status. So let's give Kanye some credit for being that good, because the man is really that good. You know, sometimes they want to say this, that, and the third because they don't obtain those kind of heights, and there's envy. They're green with envy. They don't want to just give it to an individual for trusting in himself, believing in himself, and reaching heights that they themselves could never get to. Because whatever the case may be, but I submit that it's a lack of belief and a lack of creativity, a lack of innovation. You get complacent. You like your up top status and you're like, I arrived. Kanye West, even to this day, I presume, doesn't think that he has arrived. There's a lot more in that man's mind. There's a lot of other things in that man's soul that he would like to get out, that he would like to bring to this world. And I pray that he do. His mother raised him right. I saw him on an interview. No matter what I do and the influences that influence me are greater than my mother. And what she instilled in me, his mother, I believe, was a school teacher. Correct me if I'm wrong. But while I'm making this good catfish, man, I was thinking about the power of proclamation. You know, this world, the Bible says, God spoke this world into existence. Let there be light. Let there be firmament. Let there be oceans and the likes. The Bible says we have that same power within us, in you, me, everybody. Your tongue is so small, but yet it holds so much power. Proclaim this day. Call those things that be not as though they were. Let's take Kanye West as an example and as a blueprint to show, because we've seen his ascension. And every step of the way, he called that thing. And not only did he call it, because faith without works is dead, you got to put some work behind that thing. As I'm doing now with this YouTube channel, and as I implore you to do in those things that are within your heart, that you can manifest it outwardly and that you can see that thing and make it tangible. You understand? It's never over until it's over. And it's never too late to be what you want to be. The power of proclamation. Proclaim that thing in power, not in hesitation, not in doubt, but in total faith and assurance that those things that you call will come to pass, and work toward those things and be great. It's your boy Junior Style. I'm about to eat this good catfish, man, and get straight to it. Ghost.